So we need to find the inverses of these functions, and the easiest way to do this is to switch the x and y around. We're going to treat f of x as y. So we're going to switch the x and y around, so it's going to be x is going to equal 4 minus 2y to the third power. And then it's just an algebra question to solve this for y. So the first thing we would do is subtract 4 on both sides, which is going to give us x minus 4 equals a negative 2y to the third power. Then we can divide both sides by a negative 2, not a z there, but a negative 2. And we could leave it written like this, because it may not require us to simplify it, but we also may want to write this as negative 1/2 x plus 2, just to kind of make it a little bit cleaner, equals y to the third power. And then the opposite or inverse of a number is the cube root. So that's going to give us y equals, and we could write it out as the radicand, the square root symbol, put the little 3 there, and write negative 1/2 x. It's 2. And that could be our answer. We could also write this out as y equals, put a parentheses, because we're going to do the whole thing, negative 1/2 x plus 2. Close the parentheses and put it 1/3 up here. It means the same thing for the exponent. And this other question is a little trickier. When we switch the x and y around, we're going to have x equals x plus 2. Well, not x plus 2, but y plus 2. Y plus 4. And a little more difficult to get this y by itself, because if we see 2 y's here, we can't just like divide. So we're going to multiply both sides by y plus 4. And that's going to bring it over to the left side as well. And then we have to do a little bit of algebra. When I distribute the x times y is xy, and I know you're used to seeing it like this, and that'd be okay, if you want to write it this way and then distribute. So x times y is xy, and then 4 times x is 4x. We have plus 4x. And on the right side, we are now down to y plus 2. Now I'm going to do 2 steps in one movement here. We want to get all the y's to one side, so I'm going to subtract y on both sides, and then I'm also going to subtract 4x on both sides. And I probably should write this out as 2 different steps, but I'm just going to write it as one. And that's going to leave us with xy minus y equals negative 4x plus 2. And now on the left side, we can factor out a y, since both of the terms have a y in it, so I can divide both those terms by y, which is going to leave us with x minus 1. And I'm not going to do anything to the right side yet, just rewriting it, negative 4x plus 2, and now you can finally see how we have one y in the equation, so we can solve this for y pretty easily now by dividing both sides by x minus 1. And that will be our answer. Y equals negative 4x plus 2, x minus 1, and thankfully we don't have to try to divide that right now. If you have any questions, please email me.